Hi everyone, this is Frank DiMora with the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. If you are at my YouTube channel and you just discovered it by accident, I'd like to extend an invitation to go to my site, my prophecy site, BibleProphecyMan.com. You'll see the headline right there. And once you get to my website, you'll be able to scroll down and you'll be able to click this link. You can download my book today for free. And right now I want to get into a prophecy from the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. Now obviously if you've been watching the news, you've seen many wars that have been taking place. A lot of these wars the United States is involved in. Afghanistan, Iraq, and you see some of the other nations around. For example, a couple days ago we saw that North Sudan was now attacking southern Sudan, parts of there. So these are separate nations coming against another nation. Now in the other part of verse 7 it says, and kingdom against kingdom, and this would be the nations, independent nations. For example, you've been watching Syria fighting against themselves, Syrians against Syrians. You've been watching Egypt, the Egyptians fighting against the Egyptians, the Yemenis from fighting against themselves. So these are the people of the nations coming against themselves, fighting against themselves, or if you want to call civil unrest in the nations. And then it goes on to say, and there will be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. In other words, in many places. Now, I've been warning in my book, I've been warning in my live presentations and in my posts that keep your eyes on the news, because you would see the kingdom against kingdom prophecy come to pass in the United States. And one of the reasons why I pointed this out is because of what was taking place in our economy and how it's affected already in Europe. And I warned that the European Union, they have austerity measures that they're going to try to put into effect because their budget crisis is just crippling the entire European Union. We see that problem in Greece and we saw it in Italy, and they're dealing with that now. So I wanted to show you finally you're starting to see the boiling point in the United States, just like I warned. And there was news about the, if you will, Americans fighting against Americans. And take a look at the news.
Protests across the country against Wall Street. These are the images coming in from Portland, Oregon. Police moving in on protesters, clearing out their tents, their camps there. And similar images coming in from Salt Lake City and Atlanta, where they cleared protesters from a downtown park. And tonight ABC News has learned they are preparing for the possibility of a showdown at one of the biggest gatherings, a site that has already seen violent clashes with police, Oakland, California. And tonight here we ask, why now? ABC's Cecilia Vega on the story again tonight from Oakland.
The tension is mounting in Oakland, California. Protesters are bracing for police to move in after they issued stern warnings over the weekend. Clear out or else.
I'm going to stay tonight, and I'm going to make sure that people are safe.
There has been a shooting near the campsite and violent clashes between police and protesters here, and at the center of it all, an Iraq War vet whose skull was fractured during a police raid. Today, he is out of the hospital, though doctors say he still has trouble speaking.
These people don't have anywhere to go.
The protest seems to be hitting a turning point in cities around the country, with police running out of patience with what they say are unsanitary, even life-threatening conditions at the camps. In Occupy Philadelphia, an arrest after a woman was dragged into a tent and sexually assaulted.
Occupy Philly has changed. We're seeing serious health and safety issues playing out on almost a daily basis. The people of Occupy Philly have also changed, and their intentions have changed.
At Occupy Albany, police hauled away dozens for defying a curfew. A man committed suicide at Occupy Vermont. One day after a man was found dead in his tent at Occupy Salt Lake, police arrested 19 campers for refusing to leave. More arrests at Occupy Denver when protesters interfered with police trying to clean a park. Overnight, a heated face-off between officers in riot gear and thousands of demonstrators at Occupy Portland. Protesters built barricades, and while most finally agreed to leave, a few hundred stragglers were pushed out by riot police late today.
And now a looming showdown here in Oakland. The mayor at City Hall says these campers have got to go. Police could move in at any time. The protesters say they are standing their ground.
So there you have it. Now, what do you think is going to happen as a result of the scriptures that you have seen? Now, either you can believe that you're going to see nation rise against nation, which means they expect more wars, and we've been seeing the threat of war and the pronouncing of the rumors of war that we've been seeing between Iran and Israel. But because of the economy and the way the economy is going in Europe and the United States, and they're saying that it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon, we can expect to see more problems with civil unrest and nations, individual nations coming against themselves like we've seen at the latter part of 2010, the beginning of 2011, all the way up until almost now we're almost into 2012, and these riots are still going on in many of the countries. Keep in mind what Matthew or Mark 13:8 said about the birth pangs of the last days, because you are seeing those birth pangs now.